Okay, so I saw Twisters today, and I'm just gonna give you the real juicy opinion of what I thought about it. So, Twisters is a movie in which it is a sequel or reboot or whatever it is to the 1996 hit film Twister, which is no Sharknado, but it is a film about tornadoes. And what is my opinion on Twister? The original, 1996. Because gotta just tell you what I thought of the first one before I tell you what I thought of the new one. The original Twister is a terrible movie. Terrible, late 90s, disaster, schlock, bad movie. But this new one was really good. Gwen Powell's great. The tornado wrangling is awesome and fun. The deaths in it, because people do die, are incredibly fun. This is a good movie. But should you see it? Well, if you can only see one movie this month, like I used to be able to before I was like seeing 3 movies every month, I would recommend seeing Deadpool and Wolverine over this, even though that hasn't come out, which I got the trailer for before this movie. But what else would I say? Would I recommend seeing instead of this that's out right now, that came out this month? You could see Despicable Me 4, but I heard that was terrible. I didn't see it, so this is probably it. I had a busy, so I have a busy July, so I could only make it to like 2 movies instead of 3 movies this week. I know this month. Ooh, but I made it to Twisters, and I'm making it to Deadpool and Wolverine. So look forward to the Deadpool and Wolverine review in the future. Also look forward to Borderlands. That's coming out soon, and I think for Deadpool and Wolverine, that's going to be a review of me and my buddy Dominic. I think that's what we're planning on doing, and then Borderlands, I think it's Borderlands. I'm not sure who's it's gonna be, but it's probably gonna be somebody else that's not me in that video. Yeah, but what would I rate this film out of 10? Person that's totally asking me this. I'm not just looking into a break phone. Well, I would say it's an 8 out of 10. Oh, I have to say something bad, because if I'm not doing anything bad, I'm just Stuckmaning my way through life. Ha ha ha, Chris Stuckman. Anyway, what is bad about this movie? Well, it has the normal disaster movie tropes, which are terrible, but, you know, there are worse tropes out there. I mean, no one, is, talking shit about somebody, and then they're like, he's right behind me, isn't he? And they look right behind them, and somebody's behind them. Nobody says, as you know is not anywhere in the dialogue. There's none of that, but there's tropes here. There's tropes galore, but, I mean, they aren't, the obnoxious tropes. They're not, like I said, no one looks behind them and says, he's right behind me, isn't he? Yeah, and Gwen Powell is amazing in this movie. He is great. Everyone's great. Would I recommend seeing it? Yes. If you're not a comic book fan. Because if you're a comic book fan, you should be seeing Deadpool and Wolverine. But let's say you are not a nerd. You are not... Which, first of all, if you're not a geek, why are you watching a movie review? But you're not interested in, comic books, and you just want to see a summer movie. Twisters is the movie. Now, one thing I found interesting about this movie is it's kind of marketed as a sequel, but I don't remember in this movie, and you can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, so calm down, but I don't remember there being any references to that 1996 movie. Nobody's like, oh yeah, a tornado hit really bad in 1996. That's not a line. That's not a line in this movie. But other than that, movie was pretty good, and that's not even, I guess that's a tiny complaint. It's just a complaint if you're a fan of that movie, which I am not even. I don't like that movie. And it could be, I watched it on streaming, not in a big movie theater. I watched it on Max when I watched it. But that's, I feel like your movie should be good watching it on streaming or watching theater. Movies are always the best in the theater, obviously, because that's what the place that movies were made for, unless it's like a Netflix or straight to TV movie. Which, by the way, other than Beverly Hills Cop 4, Netflix has not had a good year this year. Unfrosted, Woody Woodpecker Goes to Camp. No. Alrighty, my boys and girls, that is the end